So I feel like all that was kind of general. I feel like very specifically what I'd like to do going forward is continue my academic research, reading a lot more, and getting back into reading, and maybe reading stuff that isn't as hot, not stuff that was published this year, not stuff that was published in glossy magazines or cool internet sites, but but stuff from the past that I could learn from, maybe past models. Getting eaten up out here. So I'd like to continue reading. I'll definitely continue music. I feel like I've been growing a lot as a musician. Lighting still seems good, and my body is kind of positioned where the post, or I guess the tree, is. So the keying might be a bit weird here. There's something with my hair happening. It would have been nice to be positioned over here, so there's a really clear kind of slice for the green screen. Maybe I should be... No, the focus is already pulled here. We'll see how the key goes. I feel like I did my best, and maybe I'll take some... I don't know. I did set it up really nicely to have a really clean slack line and a clean key line, but maybe it's not that interesting if my body is not kind of dynamic. Like, it would have been nice if I was framed here, blocking this kind of foliage, and then the green screen is kind of a panel, but then it kind of seems like I'm doing a PowerPoint. It's just like a square, and it's not as interesting as if it's a backdrop. In my earlier green screen tests, I thought it was really interesting how when I shook the bed and I shook the screen, it kind of like warbled, and I think it didn't key that cleanly because there was sunlight that day. This ambient lighting should be a lot better, but I liked the warble, and I feel like if you keyed the background, the composite, the alpha channel, to also warble and have a kind of effect like that, that'd be really cool. And I just don't know if I'll be able to get to that before we leave, but I feel like I'm really interested in doing video outdoors once we get to Charleston. Continuing this as a kind of practice, it's kind of grounding to not just be at a computer screen. Okay, so I was saying that I want to get back into academic research and reading more. Music, I feel like it's always going to be on the side. I feel like I'm at the point where I'll just have ideas and then execute them, rather than having to be so intentional about being like, all right, what's my next project? I feel like I have so many demos in the works, and it'll be like, oh, I should collaborate with this person that I just found, or like, oh, this back and forth with Cassidy is kind of slowed down, I should get back into this collaboration, or oh, someone just asked me to do a remix, or I'm about to play a set, I should make some new edits. So I don't feel as much pressure, and I definitely don't feel interested in like making it as an artist. I feel like the more I observe musicians that are kind of making it, the more kind of put off I am by what it takes to do that. Seeing a lot of my friends be pretty successful musically is kind of showing me that the kind of work that has to go into, getting signed, having a manager, getting on Spotify playlists. And I think I definitely prefer the kind of more underground SoundCloud world of pop music, and also the kind of live element of queer dance parties and nightclubs in New York, which I've been keeping track of, but I don't know if there exists in South Carolina, so we'll see. But I'm playing a set on May 24th. I'm at the new 444 Club in East Williams, Bushwick area. Graciously invited by Girl Drop, aka Jake Sillen, who just did a really cool queer ecology residency in Fire Island. And the set is going to be with Neve, who just supported Cowgirl Clue at her New York release after party. So I feel like the music should be really cool, and I'm excited. I'm going to pull together some new edits before on the road if I can. So yeah, there's reading and research, there's music, there's mixed design, which I'll continue to do, but I'm not super enthusiastic about right now because the development grant networking thing is a little boring. But I'm very grateful to have that income source. It would be a lot more stressful moving to Charleston if I didn't have that already set up. And then I'm doing more built projects like this. I don't know if it'll be feasible living in a city, living downtown close to Sasha's workplace. Ow. It stung me, or bit me really hard. So built projects would be great. I feel like kind of reticent to do something like a maker space, but if we had a car and I could hook up with some people that do work outside of the city in a kind of art retreat format. That's kind of that's more New York, but that'd be great to have some more hands-on build experience and maybe do a side job with a carpenter or woodworker would be really cool, or a contractor even. That would be nice. So built work. But I think the kind of community center work is what I'm interested in, thinking about programming and how to make a space really inclusive, and the programming itself being centered around the topics that I'm interested in terms of queerness, architecture, design, music, film, post-colonialism, new media, experimental digital techniques, kind of practice of like how you work these technologies into your day-to-day life, and working with youth would be really cool in that capacity. And it might even be mixing a lot of these things, like doing a video for a community center, or like helping them figure out their calendar, or like becoming a kind of volunteer just in terms of their classes, being an advisor, a resident, something like that would be nice, to actually be a fixture in a community zone where people are moving through, rather than just kind of fixed in my hermit studio at the battle station. And yeah, how much time do I have? So I'm at 28. I'll have 2 more minutes. And in terms of like my day-to-day practice, I think I mentioned in the last video, I'm excited to have like more uninterrupted time with Sasha at work in such a continuous way, rather than jumping back and forth at home. I'd like to explore, everything there is there in terms of the creative community, but also hiking and nature nearby. Maybe learn a bit more about the history and why certain institutions are there and why some are not. Whether they're not welcome or they just don't have a kind of like backing support in terms of their finances, and where interventions might be happening that I could support. I'm sure there has to be some kind of niche thing for people there that like are coping with the racism and its violent history in Charleston. I mean, there's a university there, so there have to be progressive academics that like, are maybe waiting there before they get into a better university, or maybe they're local, but trying to make change happen from the inside. I don't want to go in too pessimistically, but I feel like everyone has made me really apprehensive about this move and me not belonging there. And I feel like here, just being around so many other Asians has made me feel a sense of belonging that I didn't really feel in Seattle or New York. So I'll conclude it there. I feel like I don't want to dive into anything new with this limited time. So until the next transmission.